Okay, today we'll see a continuation of the previous layout problem. That is, we'll see now calculation of the roof beam. So, in the previous class we have studied about the floor beam calculation and about the plinth beam calculation. Now we'll see how changes we are going to consider while calculating load calculation for the roof beam. Okay. So, for that roof beam, see, this is your residential building and this is your roof beam. Okay, above the roof beam we have just parapet wall. So we have to take the weight of parapet wall and along with the weight of slab for this roof beam. We will see step by step. So this is your similar beam layout plan, and first step we have to do the slab load calculation. So here you have that calculation we have done, how to find out this D and all in the previous session. So in that we have got this as two-way slab and this is one-way slab, and the two-way slab load distribution is in the form of this. So here it is in this distribution, triangular distribution, and this is trapezoidal distribution, and this one-way distribution is rectangular distribution, that is for this beam and this beam, and for this beam there is no load distribution from the one-way slab. Okay, first we got that S1, that is two-way slab depth has 105 mm, and hence the self weight of slab is nothing but based on this thickness of the slab we have 2.625 kilonewton per meter square, that is thickness into density of concrete, that is 25. You will have this load. Next, in this suppose if you are going to put that PCC, even you can consider the weight of flooring also, otherwise I'll consider directly waterproofing course, that is in the terrace we'll put usually here to avoid the leakage we'll use for waterproofing, so that directly you can assume 2 kilonewton per meter square. According to the code we will assume this waterproofing as 2 kilonewton per meter square. This is along with the PCC bed thickness flooring also together you can consider this 2 kilonewton per meter square. So total it will be 4.625 kilonewton per meter square. Okay. Then live load for residential building and for case of the roof beam we will take little bit less live load, that is for accessible slab. We can use that slab for our purpose, not only for maintenance, for anything to do function or anything you can use that slab. So for that accessible slab, roof slab, we will take live load as 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. Okay. So this is for accessible slab. So now calculate dead load and live load, that is nothing but your total load on slab, that it will be 6.125 kilonewton per meter square, and you have to consider factored load. Factor load is that load multiplied by factor of safety, that is 1.5 into 6.125, which is equal to, you will have 9.19 kilonewton per meter square. Okay. Next we will calculate for this slab, that is one-way distribution, and according for one-way distribution we have got thickness as 130 mm, and according to that the self weight of slab is nothing but 3.25 kilonewton per meter square. Again consider same waterproofing 2 kilonewton per meter square. So total it will be 5.25 kilonewton per meter square. Live load is same, accessible slab, so 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. Total factor load is 1.5 into this total, that is nothing but you will have 6.75, which is equal to 10.13 kilonewton per meter square. This is your factored load. Okay. Once this is done, here next we will to calculate the weight on beam, so we have to consider this wall load also. So here we will have just only a parapet wall considered, so not a wall to the complete height. Here we will consider height of wall as 1 meter. Okay. So just you have to do calculation for parapet wall, and this parapet wall is only at the boundary of this building. So there will not be any parapet wall on this above this beam. Okay, so parapet wall will be only at the boundary line. Okay, so parapet wall will take consider height as 1 meter. So height into thickness of parapet wall will take it as partition wall thickness, that is 125 mm. Thickness is 125 mm. Okay, so 0.125, 1 meter into 0.125 into density of wall is 19.2. Then weight of plaster, here again same 12 mm thickness plaster. So height is 1 meter, plaster inside and outside, so 2 times 0.012 into density of plaster is 20. Okay, just calculate and get the value. 2.4. So this is 2.4 kilonewton per meter. This is 0.48 kilonewton per meter. Okay, total it will be 2.88 kilonewton per meter. This is from the weight of the wall load. Now considering the different self weight of this beam according to the thickness of the depth of the beam, then based on this slab load calculations and all, we will calculate the total load on the beam, roof beam. Okay, first we will consider this beam, that is beam B3. The size of the beam is 230 by 250 mm. We have calculated the self weight of beam, that is self weight of beam is nothing but, for this it will be, it is 1.44 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so therefore this is your beam, here both side it is fixed. You have to calculate this, meter is 3 meter span. Okay, so total load on the beam is load we have weight of this wall load, that is wall load. Just I have not taken the factored load, so I am multiplying this load into 1.5. So 1.5 total into 2.88 is a wall load and plus self weight of the beam, that is 1.44. Okay, next you have to consider the load that is coming from the slab. So here triangular load that is coming from the slab, that is to B3. So triangular load formula is W into Lx by 3. Okay, just calculate this 1.5 into 2.88 into 1.44. We will have 6.48. And here W we have factored load, that is S1 slab. So factored load is 9.19. So 9.19 into Lx is shorter span, that is 3 meter divided by 3. So total load will be 15.67. Calculate, get 15.67. So this is nothing but 15.67 kilonewton per meter. So here it is, again both are fixed. This is 4 meter. Here what and all load you have to consider? Total load will be equal to, so self weight of this beam. So the self weight is, the weight of the beam is 230 by 325 mm. 1.5 into 1.87 plus wall load, we have found that 2.88. Okay, parapet wall for this. Then here we have one trapezoidal load. So one trapezoidal load, that formula is nothing but W into Lx by 2, 1 minus 1 by 2 beta. This is your formula for trapezoidal load. So just substitute 1.5, 1.87 plus 2.88 plus here W is S1, so it is 19.19 into Lx is 3 divided by 2. 1 minus 1 by beta is nothing but Ly by Lx, that we found as 1.33. Okay, calculate and get the value. So you have 15.73 kilonewton per meter. This is 15.73 meter. Okay, next we will see for next beam, that is B5. Here it is, one end is fixed, one end is hinged. It's a propped cantilever. This is 4 meter. Beam size is same, 230 by 325. Therefore total load 1.5 into self weight is same, 1.87 plus parapet wall load, that is 2.88 plus here you have one way distribution slab. So here it will be half of a rectangular section, that is W into L divided by 2. Okay, half of it. So substitute plus W for S2 is 10.13. Here length is 2 meter by 2. Okay, calculate 17.25. So this load is 17.25. Okay, next we will calculate for B6. Okay, so size is same, 230 by 325. For total load for B6 is, here you have just a self weight of beam, that is 1.5 into 1.87, and there is no parapet wall above that beam, so you should not consider that beam parapet wall load. Then you have, for this beam you have one trapezoidal load and one rectangle load. So one rectangle load is W into Lx by 2 plus one trapezoidal load, that is W into Lx by 2. This is S1 slab, this is S2 slab. 1 minus 1 by 2 beta. Substitute distribution, so 10.13 into 2 by 2 plus this is S1, so 9.19 into 3 by 2, 1 minus 1 by, calculate, we will have 21.54 kilonewton per meter. So you have 21.54 kilonewton per meter, and find out this reaction for this propped cantilever. At the hinged you have 3 by 8 W into L, and this is 5 by 8 W into L, that I have shown you in the last section, and this is can be calculated by minimum strain energy method. So 3 by 8, 4 meter, just substitute, W is 21.54, L is 4 meter, you have reaction as 32.31 kilonewton, and here you have 53.85 kilonewton. Okay, next we will see for B4 and B1. Therefore total load, here here it is 1 end fixed, 1 end pin, 2 meter span. So total load is, just you'll have self-weight of beam and parapet wall. So 1.5, self-weight of beam is 1.01 and parapet wall load will be 2.88. So just that will be acting on that beam. So you have 5.835. Okay. Next we will see for last beam, that is B1 beam. The size of beam is 230 by 250. Therefore, here you have total load. We will see up to this. See here, this is a continuous beam. Okay. Here. So this end is fixed. Here it is hinged, and here again it is fixed. This is 3 meter and this is 2 meter. Here from B6 you will have reaction, will be acting at this point. So load will be coming from the beam B6. That reaction is nothing but hinged reaction, that is 32.31 kilonewton. Now you have to find out this UDL and this UDL. So first total load I will calculate up to 3 meter span. So for that you have up to here you have self-weight of beam, that is self-weight of beam is something 1.44. Plus 2.88 is the parapet wall load. Then you have one triangular load distribution, that is 9.919 into Lx by 2, that is 3 by 2. This is your total load up to 3 meter span. So it will be 15.67 kilonewton per meter. This is up to here 0.67 kilonewton per meter. Then from this from this point to this point, the load 2 meter span, you have, see here you have to consider only this part. So there is no distribution from this slab because it will be rectangle one-way distribution. So for that beam it will be 0 slab distribution. Thus you have to consider only parapet wall load and self-weight of the beam. So parapet wall load is nothing but 2.88 and self-weight of this beam is 1.44. Okay, only so much you have to consider. The value will be 6.48 kilonewton per meter. So this is 6.48 kilonewton per meter. Okay, this is how you have to calculate the load calculation for the roof beam. Here only just changes calculation, everything part will be same. Just in that you have to change the value for the live load of the load coming from the slab. That variation you have to consider, and then instead of the wall load you have to consider just a parapet wall. Okay, that is a small difference we'll be handling while calculating the roof beam. Okay, that's all. For in the next session I will show how to calculate load calculation for the column, how you have to consider the total load that is coming from the all the slab, beam and wall that is coming to the column. That how to calculate I'll consider in the next session. Okay, thank you.